Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's that time again when we need to do an unboxing video. It seems to happen every few months. So today I am going to be sharing with you the first copies of my new book from Sophia Institute Press. So here we go. It should be released in just a few days after the making of this video, but probably by the time you're watching this, it will already be available, and it certainly already is up for pre-order. So the book is called Treasuring the Goods of Marriage in a Throwaway Society. Let me just chuck this box here and tell you a little bit more about the book itself. So here you can see the cover, nice elegant cover that they put together for me at Sophia, with the famous painting by Raphael on the front. So I'll just read you a description of what the book covers. This book vindicates the Church's rich teachings on matrimony, the priesthood, and religious life, and guides readers on the path to communion with God through authentic worship. Dr. Kwasniewski demonstrates that both the dignity of marriage and family and the evils arrayed against them, pornography, self-gratification, premarital sex, divorce, contraception, and abortion, can and should be seen not only in terms of what they are, but also in terms of what they signify spiritually and cosmically. The receiving and giving of life prompted by the God of life is a sacred sign opposed to the anti-sacral sign of refusing or eliminating life, prompted by the enemy of God and of human nature. So, very much a major theme of this book is the spiritual warfare that is contained in this realm of marriage and family and all of the teachings of the Church connected with it. In the midst of a growing totalitarianism hell-bent on diluting, relativizing, ostracizing, and ultimately obliterating chaste and fruitful love, Dr. Kwasniewski extols the sacramental dignity of the human body. It's a key theme in this book. Shines the light of faith and reason on fundamental truths about vocation and the gift of self, and renews confidence in the wisdom of Holy Mother Church. Bishop Athanasius Schneider offered me a lovely blurb for which I'm very grateful. He writes, combining theological insight, cultural analysis, and spiritual counsel, Dr. Kwasniewski unfolds the ascetical, mystical dimensions of marriage, family, consecrated virginity, and celibate priesthood, while exposing the demonic forces of the sexual revolution that undermine these wondrous gifts of God. A book to ponder prayerfully. I hope indeed that that's the case. So the other thing I'm going to do so that this unboxing video doesn't go on forever is just run you quickly through the table of contents so that you can have a sense of the sort of topics, specific topics the book covers, to see if it might be a good next read for you, or at least a book to add to your growing stack of books to read. I mean, I have a stack. It practically it's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa next to my bed. So I understand the problem. But anyway, hopefully you'll check this one out too. So part one of the book is called Marriage and Family. And the chapters are love and sacrifice, belonging to each other, for lust or love of children, the surpassing gift of life, fatherhood and the being of the home, the reasonableness of marriage, holy matrimony, sanctified bodies, and sacramental grace. How to elevate the dignity of weddings. That's one of the more explicitly liturgical chapters. What makes a family holy? Is the human body part of the image of God? The ideal basis and fruition of marriage. Cross and crown. Building and rebuilding community. So those are the chapters of part one. Part two is called Living Chastely. The duty to be chaste, the two greatest mercies of God, the kingship of Christ and the anti-kingdom of modernity, the face of true mercy, the kernel of the Casperite heresy, rediscovering modesty from within, vigilance in the Christian use of media. That's a chapter, by the way, that's one of my favorites. I think it tackles a topic that is surprisingly, I would even say absurdly, under-examined. Vigilance in the Christian use of media. Teaching children about sexuality and its distortions. So that's part 2. Part 3, virginity and celibacy. Faith in God and marriage follow the same logic. Marriage and consecrated virginity. Poverty, chastity, and obedience in marriage. The treasure of priestly celibacy in the Western Church. The true marriage of the Virgin Mary and Saint Joseph. The devil's war against celibacy, marriage, and the Eucharist. That's part 3. And then the final part is called contraception and abortion. There's some really intense material in here, in this part 4. The gift that completes the nuptial mystery. The original sin of contraception and its remedy. Why the Church's peace and unity depend on humanae vitae. Abortion's war against reality, reason, and rights. 4 surreal scenes and a radio station. Protecting the innocent and the weak. The case against communion for pro-abortion politicians. And finally, the anti-sacrament of Satan's counter-church. And then there's an epilogue an epilogue called "Where the Domestic Church Becomes the Family of God," and that one is also very much about the liturgy. As a whole, this book is really not very much about the liturgy, which makes it different from much of my other work. But it does touch on that topic, as you might expect, from time to time. But really, it's focusing very directly on the theology of the states of life and the deviations of modernity, how we should understand them, how we should combat them. So I'll just leave you with those tidbits, about this new book, Treasuring the Goods of Marriage in a Throwaway Society, from Sophia Institute Press. And I very much hope that you'll check it out and give it a read. Thank you so much. God bless you.